and welcome to The Truth Is. On this episode, I would like to talk to us about recognizing our calling. Our calling meaning, something that comes naturally to us, or something that we do not even realize that is our calling, but we're naturally good at it. And there are times when people will tell us or say to us, why are you not doing this? This comes so naturally for you that you should be doing this. This is your calling, right? I looked it up, on the internet and it says a strong urge toward a particular way of life or career, a vocation, those who have a special calling to minister to others, and so on. And I just wanted to encourage us, even myself really, to listen to that voice that tells us to naturally do things that others can also benefit from. Because when you do good, it comes to you. I find that in my career, I'm able to listen to people and give my 2 cents. And sometimes that listening is just what they need. And the more that I'm cognizant of the fact that my listening helps, the more I do it. And so I see that I have a gift to listen. And I want to make sure that I continue to build on it because I see the difference it makes in people's lives. And I just use listening as one of the many gifts that I'm beginning to identify that I have, and urging you to also listen to yourself and identify the gifts that you have so that you can use it not just for yourself but for others. The gift of listening, for instance, is very, very important because if someone is saying something to you and you hear them but you're not listening, you miss the whole point. But if you hear them and you're also listening to what they're saying, then you get an understanding and you're able to comprehend, what it is they're saying to you in order for you to be able to give a response. So in my career, for instance, listening is very, very important. And it's important because people come to me and they state, different situations in their lives. And if I do not listen, I would not know how to even be able to navigate them away from whatever the situation is. And lately, it's been inspired to me by the Spirit of God, that listen, this is one of the gifts that you have. This is one of the many ministries that you're going to pass through, and for you to continue to grow in it, and I've wanted to have this discussion obviously on my podcast because I've been moved to do so, to share with you. So when you feel lost and you're trying to figure out who am I, what am I, and you want to do 1,001 things, let me tell you today that you have a gift, and not just one gift, you have gifts. You just have to figure out what those gifts are. And believe me, you could even be identical twins and your gifts are different, right? You don't have to have the same gifts. You could have similar gifts for sure, but they don't have to be the same. However, do not be envious of whatever gift anybody has. Just as big as the sky is, there's Yoruba dialect that says Oju Orun Teyefo. As big as the sky is, many birds can fly on there and they would not even collide or come close to each other, meaning that your gift should not in any way come in conflict with mine, and mine should not in any way come in conflict with yours. And even if we have similar gifts, we can still learn, borrow from each other, learn from each other, and most importantly, grow from each other. I want to encourage you that it's good for you to identify the gifts that you have and for you to practice, making them better, for you to pray on making them better, and for you to use them. Use those gifts. Whichever you think is your favorite. If it's talking, I like to talk as well. When I'm comfortable and when of course I'm being inspired to talk, I like to talk. I like to share what I know. I like to pay it forward. I like to to let people know the things that I know when I speak, and then also to listen to what people have to say so I can learn from them and grow from that. These are, simple gifts that we don't even recognize that we have, because it's very important. And in all of this, be humble. In all of this, be humble. When you're listening with humility, not like, oh, I know what you're going to say, or you have it all figured out. No, because you could just miss the next thing that they want to say, and it could be the most important thing that you really need to hear and listen, and be able to help this person move forward in whatever the situation is in their lives and why they came to you. So I want you to hone in on whatever your calling is, whatever it is. Even if it is that you can write, there's so many things you could do with writing, so many beautiful things you could do with writing. And even if it's singing, if it's dancing, whatever your calling is, that you can always get a message of hope and peace and joy and happiness across to the world, at large, then do so. Do not limit yourself looking for something that seems so far-fetched. You could start from very little by listening to your inner voice, by asking God for guidance, and by, just being bold and brave and going for it. I just want to continue to encourage you to, search within you to know what your calling is. And if you're lost and you're confused about it, pray about it, right? And when people encourage you and see you and hear you and believe in you and tell you, you can do this, you have this gift, you have that gift, take a minute to reflect and go for it. Okay, go for it. There are times when you don't see what you have, or you don't even know your value, and other people see and know it, and they tell you because they trust and believe in you. Okay, so stay positive, continue to walk in your truth, continue to discover who you are. Until the next time, know what your calling is, identify it when you know what it is, and continue to be your best self. Thank you for listening.